Vincent, where are we?
Stockholm.
Where specifically, Vincent?
The Royal Palace.
That's right, Vincent, the Royal Palace, where all the kings and queens of Sweden have resided for hundreds of years, built in the 1600s during the peak of the Swedish Empire. Loving it, Mom? While waiting for our tour to commence, we are here in the Royal Gardens, just strolling around. So at 1:30, we'll get a tour of the Royal Palace. So back in the day, Mom, gardens were a sign of prestige, because they're very hard to maintain. And, you know, it goes to show how many servants you have to maintain these gardens. Not a bad view of the Swedish Drottningholm Palace. So Vincent, where are we now?
The Royal Palace of Sweden.
The Chinese Pavilion. Vincent, do you know all the Chinese architecture?
Woo.
Yes. King had this built as a gift to his wife, the Queen, in the 18th century. And here the royal family could find some seclusion and just again be inspired by the Chinese architecture. And they had a great collection of stones and flowers and stuff like that. It's not what I really expected to find Chinese architecture tucked away here in Northern Europe. Here are some fun facts about Drottningholm Palace. A rebuild was commissioned after a fire by the then Queen Dowager Regent Hedwig Eleonora in 1662, who we can see in this painting, with the work being done by 1681. The main architect was Nicomedes Tessin the Elder. However, he died during its construction, so his son, Nicomedes Tessin the Younger, completed the work. It was used as a summer residence during most of its history, but is now the official all-year residence of the Swedish royal family. The palace features a church, theater, Chinese pavilion, and 2 gardens. Drottningholm is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Now we're on the bridge back to the Old Town, Vincent. We're going back to the Old Town.
Yippee!
We can see the Riddarholmen Church where all the kings and queens are buried. And I think that's the House of Nobility, and the Royal Palace is just behind it. Yay, Vincent!
Yay.
Oh, dang. Welcome to the Sterkirken Church. This is where the Swedish royal weddings happen. I'd like to point out something special on this statue of St. George fighting the dragon. The German sculptor decided to incorporate a very Swedish element, elk antlers. The dragon is studded with elk antlers all over. It's so cool. Main square of Stockholm. Site of the Stockholm Blood Massacre, bloodbath, something like that. We are the narrowest street of Stockholm. We did it, guys.
At least that's what the stories tell us. So I'm very proud to introduce to you, all the way from the Wineland, this is Jenny's family. Give them a warm welcome joining us tonight.
Now, here are some fun facts about the Royal Palace, aka Stockholm Palace. It was also commissioned by Queen Dowager Regent Hedwig Eleonora in 1697, but due to lack of funds from a state of war, construction was not done until 1760. The main architect was Nicomedes Tessin the Younger, but, like his father, he would never see his work completed and died during its construction. The palace serves today as the official place of work of the Swedish royal court. The palace features 5 museums, an archive, a library, an obligatory gift shop, and 1,430 rooms.
Are you seeing a marching band on horses, Mom?
So here we are in the Riddarholm Church, one of the oldest churches of Stockholm and oldest buildings. There is no mass here, ever. It is purely a funeral church. This is like where lots of the royal family and monarchs are buried. As you can see, there are no pews because the ground under it is all graves and tombs of various nobility and important characters from old Swedish history. However, on the sides are dedications to foreign people who have received honors from the Swedish government, who have passed and are being commemorated here, including Charles de Gaulle and Nelson Mandela. So you can see here the massive tombs of the current royal dynasty. The one in the middle belongs to King Carl XIV. And some massive tombs. These ones here. And you can see these tiny ones, which one belongs to a stillborn baby. Here. There's a vault down here. There's the resting place. Also on the right is Hedvig Eleonora, the queen behind most of the building done in Riddarholm Palace. Our days in Stockholm come to a close, and our long Scandinavian trip comes to an end. We're here outside of the National Museum after visiting, so I'll take some pictures on the beautiful waterfront in front of the Royal Palace and go get some burgers and beers. Sounds good? Sounds good, Vincent?
Turn the camera off.
Sounds good, Vincent?
See you next time.
Vincent, say goodbye.
Yeah, good to see you. Bye. What am I doing?
Say goodbye to your...
Okay, I got this time. I got it for it. Back at me. Okay.
Thanks, Eric. Bye.